As Italy now faces its 68th government in 75 years, and we have what felt like 75 years watching two stars, we now have the arrival of two new ones. Welcome to the Anglo-Italian pod. My name is Rory Criscuolo. You can follow us on Twitter at Italian Anglo Pod.
You almost messed it up. And I'm Tommaso Adami, and you can find us on Instagram at Anglo-Italian Pod. Rory, buddy, how are you doing?
Every time I nearly get the Twitter handle wrong. This time I got it wrong. At Italian Anglo Pod, guys. Still not getting it. Tommy, I am good. I'm all right. Arsenal have just kicked off, and I've not checked the score yet, but I'm feeling okay because I've not checked the score yet. Tommy, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing actually very, very good. And I always repeat the same thing, but no, I'm happy to be here. I'm a little nervous for the weekend's clash, the Milan Derby. We shall see how that one goes, but overall, I'm doing just great. Rory, what are we looking at in our episode today?
So this week we have a lot. We are going to be doing our first Champions League roundup for what feels like a good while. Some great games, some great individual performances, and some intriguing setups for second leg. So I'm excited about that. We'll then be taking you to the now customary Who Am I quiz. Can I trip up Tommy, or is he going to outfox me in the box? We shall find out. And then we have an interview, and we're very excited about this interview. It is the author, traveller, football fanatic, all-round nice guy, Paul Watson. He will be telling us about his adventures within football and the outposts he has found himself at and challenges he has faced.
Guys, if you're tired of quarantine and not traveling, we're going to make you travel today. I'll just tell you that we're going to travel to a remote island of the Pacific Ocean and to the wind-swept plains of Central Asia. Are you ready for that? You better be.
Bring your coat, it gets fucking cold. But now it's time for the Who Am I quiz. Tommy, let's quiz. It's quiz time, and here we are in the Who Am I quiz. Tommy, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling readier than ever. No, I'm not. But this quiz secretly deep down scares me. There has not been a clear winner so far, and I kind of want to be the first one, but I don't know if I got what it takes. We'll see.
Well, we're about to find out, Tommy. Because I've been messaging friends all week, and they've been like, "You're not very good at this quiz, are you?" Like, no, I don't think I am. I'm pretty terrible at it.
You want to remind the rules to our new listeners?
So the rules are: we describe a player, and we talk. The things we use to describe them are the club they spent the shortest amount of time at, their number of caps and goals for their country, their number of goals in their entire career, and 3 of their teammates.
Let's go. I'm listening.
Tommy, this player, he spent the least amount of time at Kaiserslautern.
What? Kaiserslautern?
Kaiserslautern.
The infamous Kaiserslautern, whatever.
I believe they used to be good, but I don't know. He spent his least time at Kaiserslautern. He has 98 caps for his country, scoring 42 goals.
That's a tally for you. Nice.
He has 159 goals in his career in total.
Okay.
And he has played with the likes of Roy Mackay. Do you remember that guy?
Not really, no.
No? Oh my God, that guy was lethal. Anyway, Claude Makelele.
I do remember that guy.
And Ricardo Quaresma.
Ooh, la, 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 la. Okay, so off the top of my head, we're talking about an offensive midfielder / striker, because 98 appearances and 42 goals for his home country. That sounds like an important tally. I actually, as I'm repeating it, I'm thinking only of a striker. The Makelele hint, I'm thinking of Chelsea, of course. That's the team that I associate the most to Claude Makelele. And then the Quaresma hint. Quaresma has been around for quite some time. So He's still playing, and he's been around for a good 15, 16 years. So it's a tricky hint because it could be, but you did tell them in the chronological order, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So
that's the least convincing yes ever, but I'm pretty sure it's a yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's and the first hint you gave me, Roy McCoy?
Roy Mackay.
Mackay, I don't remember
Do you
this.
remember it? So I don't want to give too much away, but he had a really good strike partnership with
Another very
with the Argentinian guy in Deportivo. But anyway, I can't remember his name now. Christ, this is terrible. But yeah, he was really good for a few years. Really good. Big nose. Really big nose.
Since you said Deportivo, then I will take this as a hint. And in the second part of the quiz, I will only ask you 2 questions. Nice. Food for thought. I'll think about it. Let's jump to the Euro review, and we'll see you guys after the weekly topic with the Who Am I quiz answer.
We are in the Euro review, and we are back with Champions League action. Tommy, it's been too long.
It has been too long. It's kind of funny, this competition, isn't it? Even if your team is not in it, when you hear that anthem, your blood starts boiling in your veins and you're like, let's go. It's Champions League football.
I was honestly so excited to watch Barca PSG. Like at work, all the kids were talking about it, like arguing between who was going to win between Messi and Neymar and Messi and Mbappe. And I was getting really like, oh man, this game could be really good. This game could be really good.
So since we're both teachers, do you usually enjoy talking football with the younger students you have?
Yeah. But then there's one kid in my class who's decided that he's going to support Tottenham just because I support Arsenal, and it kind of annoys me a little bit.
Wow, Max and Carl are probably listening to this and jumping on their chair.
Yeah, he keeps telling every time Arsenal lose on the Monday, I go into school and he's like, they're a good team, aren't they, Villa? Oh, go away, man. You got more homework.
And this kid is probably not going to live a very happy football supporter life. So,
well, that's it. I did say to him in kind of kinder terms, like, you've really picked a bad team for a bad reason.
But before we go to Champions League football, Rory, as we're recording, it's Europa League time. So
it's the big one.
It's the big one. What's going on at the moment?
So at the moment we have Young Boys, the team, not a collection, currently 3-2 up over Bayer Leverkusen in the biggest shock of the night so far. Tottenham are beating Wolfsberger 3-1. United 2-0 up to Sociedad. And Roma beating Braga 1-0. So a few, not too many surprises at the moment. Crvena Zvezda have just equalized against Milan. So there you go, Tom. You might enjoy that one.
Yeah, and you know who's coaching them? You know who is their manager?
I don't.
Dejan Stankovic, man.
Dejan Stankovic.
And we're going to get into this, but we are ahead of the Milan Derby, and Stankovic is playing Milan. Stankovic, a Nerazzurro legend. And last night, very quickly, Juventus Porto, who's the coach for Porto, Conceição, who's also a good name that played at Inter. Yeah.
Nice.
Lots of real connections. And 2 goals by Bruno Fernandes in the Real Sociedad Man United game.
Of course it was. Of course it was. So we're going to start in Catalonia. We're going to start in Barcelona.
Woo, baby.
Where this game, now I said that during the day I was really excited about this game. I was getting quite pumped up. And usually these games are a bit of a disappointment. They're cagey affairs where nobody really wants to do anything. No one wants to attack. This game did not disappoint. The whole first half, I was sat, I had a moment on the sofa. I was like, man, I'm really enjoying this game. It's just really fun to watch. It was like 2 teams genuinely going for it, playing really nice football, some great players on display. And PSG suddenly are looking like a force in Europe now, not just in France, but they're starting to especially get into the final last year. And now basically putting Barcelona out in 1 tie away. They're looking like they could be a force. And I think I said this to you earlier, Tommy. It felt to me like this week especially, but even this game felt a bit like a passing of the torch from one generation to the new. What do you think?
finally, because I'm starting to get tired of the whole Messi Ronaldo thing. It's nice to see bright young talent coming up. And well, let's just make the name Kylian Mbappe with a hat trick at the Camp Nou. Not many people have done it. One of them, notably, Andriy Shevchenko, when he was playing at Dynamo Kiev. Okay, right now there are no fans. Barcelona are going through quite a few hardships. So maybe it's not as intense as Shevchenko's, hat trick, but still, this kid, the thing that amazes me about this type of talent is that we've been talking about this kid since he was at Monaco. And I always put myself in the guy's shoes, too much pressure around me at the moment. But the guy kept improving. He made the big move to PSG, became already one of their top goal scorers. And he doesn't seem intended to leave as of now. We'll get to that later. But he keeps improving. He keeps delivering. The guy has already won a World Cup. And right now, his PSG are looking like finally like a UCL contender. They were last year. And the game against Barcelona, I think, that showed also a passing of the torch from one of Europe's most historical clubs in the last 20 years to maybe a newcomer in PSG.
Well, it feels like they've really got a project going there, right? With Pochettino taking charge, like a real kind of project manager. And some of the football was absolutely beautiful. But Kylian Mbappe is terrifying. He is terrifying. That obviously we've all seen the meme and the picture now of PK desperately trying to grab onto his shirt. Like he just tore that defense to pieces. And one player that we were WhatsApping about during the game, Tommy, Marco Verratti, maybe finally he might start getting some recognition for how good a player he is if he can stay fit, right? That's the biggest thing with Verratti. You need to stay fit at key moments. He always misses tournaments. I feel like he's always overlooked, but that guy was running the show in that game.
So yeah, Verratti is. So I did say in our Transpond football chat. Mm-hmm. I love the name, by the way. Good job, for coming up with it. But Verratti is not actually overlooked. Like everybody in Italy knows that he's a class midfielder. Let's not forget that the guy used to play at Pescara, coached by Zeman, together with Lorenzo Insigne and Ciro Immobile when Pescara were promoted from Serie B to Serie A. I think it's one of the few first cases of a player who used to play in Serie B and automatically went to PSG right away. So Insigne went to Napoli. Immobile, I believe, went to Genoa at first, yes, if I'm not mistaken. And Verratti, there were the top European clubs behind him. So Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, and PSG snatched him. He's been there. I mean, he's already a club regular, a club legend, kind of. He's been there since 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And the last time he was at the Nou Camp, I remember he nutmegged a certain Andres Iniesta. And in the game, and then we interviewed Filippo Giovagnoli, the head coach for Dundalk FC, and he said that in his ideal team, he would put him at central midfield. And in the game against Barcelona, you kind of see the importance of such a player that can defensively help the team, get the ball in front of the box, get rid of one or two players, and sort of like start the attacking maneuver of the team. Let's not forget, he was one of 3 Italians in the pitch that all of them really impressed me. We're talking of Alessandro Florenzi on the right wing. We're talking of Moise Kean on the right wing, but up front, kind of an interesting position he was playing in, and Verratti in right behind the striker. So I was very positively impressed, and I think that Italy, once again, I'm not holding back, have a good chance of performing during the Euro 2021 championship. But Rory, let's talk about the game. What were your impressions right after kickoff?
My main impressions were Barcelona are washed. They need so much work in that squad. I think they almost need a clean break now. They just need to start a new era. There needs to be a clear line in the sand. If that involves Messi going or whatever it is, I think they need to move on from the era that they had, which was an incredible era, and start to build on the next one. For PSG, I feel like Pochettino is going to do such a good job there. We know how great a coach he is.